So if you're watching this video, you're probably asking yourself, should I make the leap? Should I leave my 9 to 5 job and jump into doing my own business full time? In this video, I'll give you some things to think about to help you answer that for yourself. I run a handyman business with my husband that started out as a little side gig. And about 8 months in, we made the leap to just doing the handyman service full time. And he left his 9 to 5 job in the trades. So the first year doing business full time, we doubled his income, and the second year we tripled it. So it was definitely the right move for us. But I do have some strong opinions on how to go about it and when. So we had a lot on the line. We have 3 small children. We have a mortgage. We had daycare. And so we had to make at least enough to cover those things. Before we made the leap, we built up the side business until it was earning enough to cover our bare bones cost of living. Even though the side biz had not yet replaced his 9 to 5 job income, we were clearing just enough to cover our monthly expenses. So it was still a risk because there wouldn't have been any extra for an unknown period of time, but it was a calculated risk. And it gave us the permission that we needed to move forward with the decision to jump ship and inject that extra time into getting more clients. So, unless there's some legal reason why you can't start your business on the side of your 9 to 5, I would not recommend making the leap until you've built up some business first. Even if you have some significant savings set aside, if you haven't produced any results yet, you haven't proven to yourself that the process will work. And that makes it pretty hard to gauge the risk that you're about to take on. But once you see some consistent growth, some regular calls, some repeat clients, and referrals in your side business, then you have a proven track record that you can calculate your risk with. So, how much will you need to earn to cover your basics? Let's talk about bad months. When you're planning your business budget, you will want to budget for retained earnings to get you through slow times and to fund things that might fall outside of the expected costs of doing business. That way, if we need to buy a new tool or we need a vehicle repair, it doesn't mess up our business's cash flow. Another side note on that, do not go into debt to do this business, especially a handyman business. There's no need to do that. It will just make it harder to get through slow months if you are stuck making credit card payments and vehicle payments. You don't need a fancy vehicle to do this business. You don't need fancy tools. You can rent the expensive tools from a place like Home Depot until your business can afford to buy them. By the way, our business uses a 12-year-old Toyota minivan. So, yes, I do feel like I have some authority to say that you don't have to go into debt for this business. Save and prepare and keep your overhead low. Now, let's talk about business skills. When we made the leap, I knew that the two of us together had all the skills we needed to execute this business with excellence. He had the fieldwork experience, and I had the administrative and management experience. But what about you? You are hopefully a master of your craft, but do you have any business skills yet? If you have no basic business skills yet, you will drastically reduce your chances of success because business is not only about doing a great job at the work site. It's about managing your finances correctly, providing clear communication to your clients from beginning to end, looking presentable, and acting with professionalism. So, without some basic business skills, you won't earn repeat jobs and referrals from the well paying clients. When you're done watching this video, you can check out this other video I made where I describe some of the basic bare bones business skills and best practices that will give you the best possible beginning at your new service business. I also want to invite you to subscribe to this channel where I put out new videos each week about small business management. I want to briefly touch on the legal side of being ready to jump into a new business. I'm not a lawyer and this is not legal advice, but take this as advice from a well-meaning friend. Earlier in the video, I sort of drove past the fact that there could be a legal reason for you to not start doing your business while working for your employer. Like if you signed a non-compete agreement with your employer, or if your new business is going to be directly competing with your employer, then you should research and understand the consequences of this before you start. Now, I personally know two separate people who were sued for violating their non-compete agreements. And for one of those people, it turned out okay because the employer backed off. And in the other, there was a court judgment in the employer's favor. And that caused that person so much anxiety and stress, I'm sure much more than it was worth to her. So it's just something to think about and to clear up before you make your decision. And while we're on the legal topic, be aware of any local licensing that is required in order to carry out the tasks that you want to perform in your business. A license can be a significant undertaking, but if you want to do this right, it may be necessary to pump the brakes and get compliant. So, what do you think? Are you ready to make the leap? If not, what's holding you back? Let me know in the comments. If you got value from this video, I'd appreciate if you'd give it a like and hit the subscribe button because it helps me reach more new small business owners, and subscribing is free. Have a great day. Bye.